There's funny conversations. See, my link is deleted. Ah, dang it. Okay.
It has to be channel settings. I don't think it's Twitch. So maybe we can get to that
Yeah, it's
sometime,
fine.
either this week or next week.
It is not a huge deal. It is not a huge deal. All right, why don't you go ahead and introduce players while I adjust the overlay?
All right, let us go ahead and do that. Welcome again, guys. We are still, I believe, in best of ones until we reach the semifinals. We have been following Sen, who did take out Dolphin Rush on Daybreak. 1-0 victory, but we are going to get into another game here from Sen. It is going to be Sen against Raine. It is played on ESV Ohana, ladder edition. In the upper left position, we do have GamaniaSen. He will be playing as the red Zerg opponent. In the bottom right, we do have Raine. And this name is actually a little bit familiar. I've seen this a lot. I just don't know which team he's on. But he's playing as the blue Zerg in the bottom right. So we are going to have a ZVZ here on Ohana. Should be a really fun match. One of these matches that is extremely micro-intensive when it comes to Ling Banelings action. Also depends if you go Roaches. Roaches are pretty good against Lings and Banelings. But generally what we see on this map is a lot of micro back and forth. A lot of blow-ups into drones, into Zerglings, into Banelings, into a lot of other things. And yeah, man, ZVZ really, I don't know if it can be a really unforgiving matchup to play, but a very fun matchup to cast.
Yeah, it's a very dynamic matchup. There's a lot of little intricacies, or whatever, however you say the word, intricacies. I don't know how to say it. That goes into it. There's a lot of things that you won't necessarily see that these players are doing, sneaking in drones here and there when they're doing attacks, like sending a bunch of links across the map at the same time, mixing in a drone here and there. The drone count is so important in the ZVZ matchup, in any mirror matchup, to be honest. And interestingly enough, both these players having respect for each other, going for that 15 hatch. We're not seeing any sort of early pool, not seeing a 10 pool, not seeing an 8 pool, 7 pool, whatever. They're both going to be going for 15 hatches and both adding on 2 drones afterwards. So going up to 16 supply. Should be putting down their pool pretty soon. Going up to 17 supply in drones is Raine, and Sen being the first one to be like, all right, I droned up enough. Let me put that pull down. I think he got that down a little bit before his opponent. Of course, Raine going for the extra drone. So Raine will have an extra drone lead here, but that's not a huge deal because both these builds so similar. But we see Sen going for a gas, and Raine, he's not just yet. So let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see that they're both actually opening up hatch first. Even if you see one person opening up hatch first, there's usually a person that goes spawning pool first. But yeah, it seems like they are going to have some sort of mutual respect for each other. The gas is up now for Sen. Is there a gas here for Raine? The gas is actually now on its way. About a few seconds in here for the blue Zerg. Spawning pool almost going to complete. Looks like it is indeed going to finish here first for Sen. Hatchery completed as well. So both of them very mirror builds. Just a little bit earlier of a pool here for Sen. And at this point, same exact thing. Lings in production for both. 2 additional queens on the way. Drones in production. And at this point, again, man, there's just no kind of early Ling aggression. Doesn't seem like either one of them is going to commit heavily into Lings, although they are still making Zerglings. But this actually might be one of the more macro-oriented ZVZs.
Yeah, it could happen. It's a little bit rare to see this many drones from both of these players at this point in the game. 21 and 22 at 4:30. At this point, sometimes in most ZVZs, you'll see a lot of Lings on the field, a lot of Lings in production. Some people make Lings right after their spawning pool is done, and nothing but Lings. They throw on a Baneling nest really fast and go for a lot of heavy aggression. But not seeing that in this game. Again, it might be mutual respect. It might be they've played each other in the past and can get away with a little bit of greediness. But we'll have to see who's going to be the first one to put down the Baneling nest, to put down a Roach Warren, who's going to show their hand first in regards to what tech path they're going to choose, and in regards to whether or not they're going to do some early aggression.
Yeah, you are correct. And at this point in the game, we are seeing metabolic boost getting started for both players. Now, the only variance at this point is there is no Baneling nest here for Raine. He's actually making a Roach Warren. As if we look at the base of Sen, he is in fact getting a Baneling nest. So Raine at this point, I would say, has the better tech choice. The fact that he did go for Roaches, and he's actually getting an Evolution Chamber. So he might be going for possibly a +1 timing here with Roaches. And at the same time, Sen still making drones, getting a Spine Crawler here at the natural, even going to start to spread his creep a little bit, getting a Creep Tumor here at the natural. And yeah, a little bit of different tech choices here from both of our players.
Sen saw the Roach Horn. He saw the Roach Horn and the Evolution Chamber. He did not cancel his Baneling nest. He still has his Baneling nest. This either means he's going to do a lot of pressure with this, or More likely thing is, I think he's going Muta. Because when you see your opponent going Roach Warren and you don't immediately throw down a Roach Warren of your own, like, Muta is pretty much the only option. Because if you put down the Roach Warren any later, obviously your opponent could have an advantage in that regard, as far as some sort of a push that can exploit your lack of a Roach Warren, which you kind of need in this matchup. You know, unless you go for Spire Tech. So I think Sen is going to go Spire Tech here. I could be completely wrong, which is fun when you're wrong, but it's also fun when you're right. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Meanwhile, Raine adding on a gas that is natural, has both gas in his main, getting a layer of his own, making 3 roaches, getting +1 missile attacks. So definitely going to be focusing on that roach composition in this game. Probably going to add on Infestors a little bit later. And look at this, a Ling actually getting inside the main base of Sen. Oh, and Sen immediately throwing down a Roach Warren when that Ling comes in. Now this can mean a couple of things. One, he sees a Ling in there, wants to throw down the Roach Warren. So there it is. Okay, that's cool. So he wanted to show the Roach Warren so his opponent would think he's going Roaches. But honestly, if Raine's a good player, which he probably is, he sees that Roach Warren, he's like, okay, I know what you're doing. You're just putting that down there because I scouted. It's so late. Why would you put it down at this time? Your layer's fast. I see you have 4 gases. So yeah, this is actually super awesome ZVZ. A lot of cool mind tricks going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So many mind tricks coming out from Sen, to be particular. He is getting a Spire. You are correct. So it seems it's definitely going to be sort of a Muta play here from the Red Zerg. But supply count 83 for Raine, 67 for Sen. And this is a strong timing from Raine.
Did the spines finish?
The spines are, I don't know. He's actually not even engaging up to it, up to the natural. There's a Hydralisk Den on the way. 10 additional Lings in production right now for Raine. Looks like he is actually going to move straight into the natural. Nice transfuser on the spine crawler, I must say. But he's moving forward, man. Sen doesn't really have a lot of units. There is a good amount of Lings. 8 more Lings in production right now for Sen. He is really trying to buy himself as much time to get the Muta Tech on the map as possible. Behind this, upgrades for our Blue Zerg. We are going to see Glial Reconstitution on the way. 7 Hydras on the way. Yep. And I have a feeling that at this point, Raine is just completely done with drones. He's just going to try to make as many units as possible. It seems like the Spire now is almost completed for Sen, so he is going to have Mutas on the map. 800 gas. We are probably going to see a bunch of Mutas on the way for Sen. And overall, a very solid defense here from Sen. Yeah,
and now it's decision time for Raine. He knows his opponent is going for that Muta Tech. Does he try to push across the field with a bunch of Roaches and Hydras and leave his base relatively naked? Or does he stay defensive and take a third? And it looks like he is going to take a third, adding on Spore Crawlers as well. So playing really safe at this point. Knows exactly what his opponent is doing, getting a decent unit composition on the field to deal with that. Now he has to be careful with his Hydralisk positioning. Of course, they are good against Mutas, but there are a lot of places Mutas can duck and dive. They're one of the most mobile units in the game, so you have to make sure none of your base is exposed. Your mineral line is especially important in the situation, as a Ling getting by might take out a couple drones here. But a Hydra is here, just going to ignore. 1 drone goes down. This Ling from Sen killing 2 drones. And Ling's actually running right by into the main base. At the same time, Sen advancing at the left-hand side with more Lings. And now, this is the bad thing about Hydras. They're so immobile. So now, Raine is going to be spread out so much in dealing with these Lings.
Yeah, Hydras are completely slow off creep, obviously. But the thing is, the Lings of Sen they may not be doing a lot of damage, although they will look like they're going to be able to kill off this Queen here at the natural. They're getting scouting information. They're going to start killing drones right now. Harvester Time right now is actually going to be in the favor of Sen. Production tab does show 3 additional Mutas. He already has a bunch of Mutas on the map, 12 Mutalisks to be exact. And if you look at the vision of Raine really quickly, he still has no idea there's a Spire. At this point, he only saw Lings.
He knows.
He is gonna assume that there is Mutas. I agree. In which there are, obviously. They are gonna make their way across the map right now. Hydras and Roaches are gonna be there in front of the natural. Overseer is trying to get morphed here for Sen. And at this point, man, Sen is gonna have map control with these Mutas. Infestation put on the way for Raine. Looks like Raine actually just gonna completely go for a counterattack here, moving with Roaches and Hydras. Sen moving into the third with the Mutas.
Do you cancel your third hatchery?
Well, depends what Sen's gonna attack. He is looking like he's gonna attack the Spore, and he did not cancel it.
Well,
Sen is not even gonna attack the third.
Well, I meant, is Sen gonna cancel his third? No,
he didn't.
Okay.
I thought you were talking about Raine's because his is
sorry.
actually
That was
third
already
is getting
finished.
attacked too.
Yeah, it's Raine is going to try to advance up here. And does Sen have enough at his natural to defend against this? Might have to pull his units back, which is exactly what he's going to do. Has he morphed any banelings here? Because that could be good against Hydra. Spine's trying to do as much as they can to defend against this Ling, this Hydra Roach composition from Raine. But Sen has too much. Could have surrounded all with Lings. Going to attack from the air with those Mutas. And there's a lot of blood on the ground, a lot of blue pieces everywhere. And there's the GG from Raine. Went for it with that push, and ultimately, it wasn't enough. Sen able to clean it up.
And that just shows the mobility of Mutas. when your Hydras and Roaches are all the way across the map, Mutas are attacking your third, it's very hard to decide to go back and defend it.
Yep.
You're kind of put in a situation where you have to just go for it, but he just didn't have enough units. Sen already had spines at the natural.
Yep.
Mutas even came back just to help out a little bit, and Sen overall won the game. Again, another best of one, man. We're almost into the best of threes.
I think we got the best of threes next, actually.